up, Water is Life Walk, Merrimack River, 2017. From the onset, a year ago, Grandmother Carole-Bubar-Blodgett began a journey with water, carrying gathered headwaters from source to sea. A year in the planning, Grandmother Carole-Bubar-Blodgett began a journey, July 23rd. Water is Life Walk, Merrimack River, 2017. An obligation to her lifeway, the Lakota Sundance, Carol carries this water in prayer and gratitude, love and peace, and so much more. This is a small glimpse of the day moccasin tracks spent on the Merrimack River, driving a support vehicle for the walk. It was our most sincere honor. The following is written up by Grandmother Carol and was released as a press release. It says, Water is Life Walk, Merrimack River, July 23rd through August 21st, is a healing walk for the sacred water within the Merrimack River watershed and all the life that the sacred water sustains. Each step is a prayer. As we carry the sacred water with love, respect, and gratitude, our footsteps transfer those energies into the land where it is picked up by every drop of water in the soil, and that is then passed on to the water within the roots of all plants and trees and the bodies of every burrower. As the drops gather into streams, creeks, brooks, and rivers, the finned, winged, and the four-legged come to the sacred water, and they too pick up those energies. Praying for the sacred water is praying for everything and everyone, for nothing lives without water. We walk because the ancestors walked. By walking, we follow in their footsteps and can pick up the treasures that were left along the trail. The seventh fire prophecy tells us to pick up the treasures left by our ancestors and bring them back. One of the treasures was that left for us to pick up is the connection of human beings to the sacred water that birthed us all. When we find or rebirth this connection, we begin to move from seeing water as a resource into the deeper understanding that sacred water is the source of all life. That process helps return the sacred nature of water back into the word and our understanding of that sacredness. In native languages, the words for water include within the word the sacred nature of the water. When I speak in English, I like to say sacred water as one word, because in English the sacred nature of water has been removed from the word. Water is Life Walk is also a celebration of life. As we walk, we take notice of all the plants and animals that come across our path and look inside to see their connection to each other and the sacred water. It is a way of reconnecting ourselves to all that is within the web of life, the universe, bringing us back to the understanding that none of the plants and animals that feed us would be here if it were not for the water. None of the trees and plants that make our air would be here, and without them, we would not be here. All of this helps us remember or renew our personal connection to the sacred water that birthed us all and continues to sustain us every day. Our ancestors cut these waters in their birch bark canoes from source to the sea with many portage trails along the way. As we travel down the river, we will address the dams along the river. Each dam obstructs the natural flow of the water and movement of the fish and wildlife that are needed to sustain a healthy river. Each dam creates a catch basin for pollutants from the mills and communities upstream, as well as organic waste from storm runoff. Pollution builds up as we go down the river. All nations, all faiths, one prayer for the sacred water is the connecting source of life, the great unifier. You do not have to belong to a tribal nation for this to affect you. We were all born of the water. All our children were born of the water, and all our grandchildren will be born of the water. If we do nothing, what kind of water will they spend those first 9 months in? This was written by Carole-Bubar-Blodgett. She is organizer of this Water is Life Walk, Merrimack River, 2017. Headwaters of the Merrimack River, written by Grandmother Carole-Bubar-Blodgett. The headwaters of the north branch of the Merrimack River is just north of Profile Lake. Due to colonization, this is now called Pemigewasset River. Headwaters of the North Fork east branch of the Pemigewasset River are at Ethan Pond. Headwaters of the east branch are found out along the Wilderness Trail. The statue in the photo at Endicott Rock State Historic Site in Laconia sits at the confluence of Lake Winnipesaukee and the east branch of the Merrimack River. Endicott Rock may be the oldest public monument in New England. The name of John Endicott, governor of the Massachusetts Bay, and the initials of Edward Johnson and Simon Willard were the commissioners of the Massachusetts Bay Colony, and John Sherman and Jonathan Ince were the surveyors inscribed on the rock on August 1st, 1652. The rock marked the assumed headwaters of the Merrimack River. Under the original Bay Charter of 1629, the northern boundary of the colony was fixed as a line 3 miles north of the Merrimack. Due to colonization, this east branch of Merrimack River is now called the Winnipesaukee River. Finding the real headwaters has been a learning process with every river. I have really learned a lot about how colonization has eroded our cultural connection to the mother. I am so full of gratitude for the water teachings passed to me that have guided me to look past what the map says in words to what the water shows us on the map. So for those wondering, yes, we are walking according to the map's words, all 3 rivers, but according to the water teachings and traditional teachings of the local Abenaki, we are walking the Merrimack source to sea. Come see, hear, and feel the teachings of Mini Wichoni. Water is life.